Hi there, it's Momin at Momin's Art. Today I am going to perform a rural landscape painting. I start with the very basic sketch. As you can see, I'm drawing very basic sketches with the graphite, building some uh, values and the composition and the sketch of my painting. So there's some dark values in there, there's some light values in there. So I want to make sure that before I start the watercolor, I construct all the dark and light values and do decomposition properly. So yeah, so here I'm drawing another house. I put two houses in there. I don't want to put too many houses in a small painting. You have to be careful when you working on painting of such type. You need to be a little bit careful. You don't want to put too much stuff in a small space. It will look a little bit too busy, and so I would keep it simple as possible. Okay, so here I am the I would say mid ground, putting some animals, and because since this is a rural landscape uh, painting, so I would introduce some animals in my painting. Maybe later on I will paint some birds on it too, since it's landscape painting. So I'm constructing the figures of these animals in the foreground. Just try to make it painting look more busy. Here I use some a little bit more another cow and just not too much because if you put too many cows, too many houses, the painting will look too busy, and you don't want to overcrowd your painting because the painting has to be simple and it looks good. Actually, if you put too much stuff in a small area, then it will be a kind of a little bit uh, too much in a small space. So now I'm constructing controlling the light. Actually, the light I'm assuming is coming from the left side, and I am constructing some dark values, light values, uh, so I can have. I understand like how this painting needs to be rendered, where the light is coming from. I'm putting a little bit dark also in between two houses, make them separate. So the light value can be separated with the dark value. Always, I would suggest that try not to put a lines or very harsh lines. Make it dark value and bring that the edge of the see that I just did with the house. I put a little bit dark value on the left side of this middle house, and I get a nice side of this house by just putting a dark value on the left side. So that's how you do in watercolor also. This is just a sketch, so I'm practicing the same thing like as the watercolor, right? So I would know where my painting is going, how what my painting will be look like, although it's not gonna be exactly same as what I'm sketching, but it will be mostly it will be I will follow what I did in my sketch. But like I said, you need to have a skeleton of your painting, and then this is a skeleton, and if the skeleton doesn't uh, lay down properly, then it will be a problem. So now I'm putting some Prussian blue in my palette, using some cobalt blue, mix it up with the Prussian blue. So I want to tone it down, Prussian blue, because Prussian blue itself is a very sharp color, and you don't want to use Prussian blue or cerulean blue or cobalt blue. Turquoise on its own, you need to mix some other colors to tone them down. Now, just a reminder, this is my uh, sketchbook. I have This is my sketchbook, and it's a very thin paper. It's not a regular watercolor paper, so I'm using this is basically, I would say, is my thumbnail. And once I done with the painting, I will go, if this comes out good, and I will do a bigger version on the proper the watercolor paper. So if you have a question about the paper, so I just answered, and if you still have any other question, you can leave me a message in the comments below, and I will answer your question promptly. So now I did some Payne's gray for the horizon line. There's some, I'm assuming there's some mountains on the background, which is the my atmospheric perspective. And I I put some burnt sienna also, just to change the consistency of the Payne's gray and bring some a little bit more brown color. Now I'm working in the trees foliage, and I'm mixing my green color. I have a sap green color, and I have another green color. So I'm mixing up like I did in my sky wash. I put Prussian blue, and I put the cobalt blue to tone it down. Now I'm working very randomly on the trees, which not in a sketch. Like I said previously, I won't be sketching exactly what it looks like, but you need some kind of a structure, right? You need some kind of a skeleton before you start your painting. So I would, as I proceed and progress, I would, if I need to change something, I will definitely change it. And if I don't need to change, I'll keep the stuff as is, whatever is in my painting. So now I mix my green. I have the, like I said, the sap green. I have now, I'm adding some lemon yellow. Lemon yellow I have, so make that green color look more fresh. If you have a lemon yellow, you can use lemon yellow, or you can use cadmium yellow also if you don't have a lemon yellow. But when you work in the green grass or foliage or other stuff, then the lemon yellow works really good. Gombosh is another one, another color that works really good when you're working on the foliage and other stuff. So I don't have the gombosh in my on this palette, so I'm using those two green colors and the lemon yellow to help me to get a nice fresh type of green color. Now I use some French ultramarine to make the foreground a little bit darker. so I can have more contrast in my painting, although it's just a very random mark. And I'm using now some burnt sienna also. So sometimes you don't have some of the stuff not in your painting, and like I said, I'm assuming the light is coming from the left side, right? So it could be anything which not in a painting but is casting a shadow, and so I purposely put some French ultramarine in the foreground to just a dark value, maybe a tree or something casting a shadow, and it will create a contrast in my painting. So far I am using now raw sienna and a yellow ochre mix, blocking all these the ground uh, where the grass is not there. I'm just using that color and blocking the painting with this raw sienna and yellow ochre mix. So I my first wash is almost done, and once you have the first wash is the most important. So when you are start working on your painting, and you have to be a little bit careful. First wash is the important, and then like as the sketch of the painting also same thing. So the first wash is the important also. Now I'm using some Payne's gray, mixing up with the same mix I have before, just changing the consistency of the green color, make it more darker, and I'm putting randomly in tree foliage to create some light, and some in the background, some in the midground, and there's some bushes there alongside of these houses. So I'm using this color, the Payne's gray and the green mix, a little bit a dark value of the green to create more depth, more volume into these trees right now. And randomly I use this dark color here and there beside the house, like here. I'm making a little bit dark value here, create more depth, more volume into your painting. Some random energy marks in the midground on this grass. Now I'm doing some spatter also with my dagger brush. That brush is made by Rosemary and Co. It's a sable blend brush. It works really good actually. It has a very not these brushes are not very soft, so it retains its shape even though you push too hard on the paper, or like I did this spatter, it come back to its original position. Not like as compared with the other soft watercolor brushes. So now I'm using some cadmium orange for making these houses roofs, uh, get some more excitement in my painting. So I mix a little bit cadmium yellow. I always uh, tone it down the color that I use. I try not to use straight from the tube. So I always mix another color to change the consistency or the brightness of the color, and it basically it helps also, and it looks very professional. And when you mix two colors, if you just use one color on your painting, it will show right away that you didn't mix your colors properly. Anyway, so I'm using a sepia color. I need a dark, kind of a little bit dark brown color. So you can do that. You can mix in a cadmium orange. You can put a sepia or burnt umber or Van Dyke brown or a raw umber. Whatever color you have, you can change it to the dark orange color by mixing the any other brown color, dark brown color. So I'm working on these small things on the roofs of these houses. Painting is almost, I would say, halfway. It's almost done. I'm mixing the grays. If someone don't know how to mix the grays, you can use the burnt sienna and any other blue color like a cobalt blue or ultramarine blue or French ultramarine blue. I use French ultramarine blue in my painting most of the time because it's a very good color, very warm blue color, warm blue transparent blue color. So I use it all the time, but I use cobalt blue and depends on the situation what type of color I need on my painting. So I mix a gray by mixing the burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. You can use, like I said, cobalt blue. You can use a French ultramarine blue. So the gray color basically, in if you look at it, you mix only two colors, burnt sienna and any other blue color, any warm blue color, ultramarine, cobalt blue, or French ultramarine. But you are mixing three colors. The answer is because the burnt sienna is a mix of three colors already. So burnt sienna is made of cadmium yellow, cadmium red, and a little bit blue color in it. So it's already three colors are there, right? So all you did just you mix a blue color and it becomes a nice bluish gray color. So if you leave it burnt sienna, you will be a dark brown color, or I would say dark orange color, because it's a mix of like I said, cadmium red, cadmium yellow, and a little bit ultramarine blue or cobalt blue, depend what type of gray color, what type of burnt sienna it is. So I'm using some more lemon yellow to use getting some highlight on these trees foliage, and just dropping very randomly. I'm not working very precise type of work here. Since I have it in my brush, I just put down in that the grass also, which is kind of in the foreground, and yeah, I'm using some lemon yellow to soften the hard edges in the foreground. Now I pick up some more cadmium red, cadmium orange, and I'm putting on the roof of that house, and making the trim of this house, the the roof of this house, and now putting some here also to energize my painting. Like I said, you can put some colors straight from the tube, depends on the situation where you want to use in your painting. So now I'm picking up some Payne's gray. I need some dark color. I can mix my own gray color, but since it's in my palette, I can quickly uh, use this for for these animals, the cows are in the foreground. So I'm constructing the figures of these cows. As you can see, the rest of the painting is already done. Just a little bit touch up here and there, and then painting will be ready. Payne's gray is, you can have a Payne's gray like I did. I put some little bit French ultramarine blue because I need to get a more bluish type of gray color. So I put some uh, French ultramarine in a Payne's gray, and he gave me a nice kind of a blue grayish color. Now I'm constructing these small portion of this painting that the edges, the roof edges of the trims and all that, creating more precise type of work. More basically, I'm doing a little bit sketching with my brush. It's a really good brush. It works really good with the uh, when you do that type of work. Almost there, just a little bit lilac color, a little bit. I need a different type of green color here, so I have a lilac. Sorry, I have the another green color in my palette. I use that and making small marks on the painting. So okay, I need a little bit gray color so I can block these animals and uh, the shadow because the light is coming from the left side, right? So I'm just putting a little bit gray color here and there for creating more softer edges and creating more shadows in a painting. Now picks up some burnt umber, sepia color, whatever you have, a dark brown color, and now I can do some very small work. I'm making some branches of the tree again, uh, creating a little very fine marks in the painting, creating more detailed work. If you don't want to do such a detailed work, you can stop the painting here. The painting basically is done, but I have some time and I render quickly the sketch and the rest of the washes and everything. So I have time now. I can perform some other uh, uh, things in my painting to make it more looking better, but you don't want to go into much of a detail. You should stop at certain point and stop painting because you don't need too much stuff, too much detail in your painting. So I'm working in the, like I said, very small stuff, main washes, main painting structure with these first with the graphite with the pencil, and now I am working in a color. It's almost done, just a little bit tweak here and there to create more interest in my painting. So now I'm putting some cadmium orange on these branches and the log of this tree because I put some sepia color where it was a dark gray color, so I would rather put some highlight putting on these branches of the trees. I picked up some cadmium yellow. I want this house to be a little bit change color as compared with the other houses because all the houses look like white houses. So I decided let's change it to a little bit different color on this house. I'm pushing the colors with my finger also sometimes because I don't need very harsh color at certain place, so I can I'm pushing it down, spreading the color into the other area, so I don't need to get the very harsh mark on that area. So now I'm using titanium white, very opaque white color for the highlight, and controlling the light basically more now. Working on the animals because the light is coming from the left side, so I am trying to expose them more with the light so I can get more depth into my painting. Some on the roof of these houses, a little bit trim the edges. It works. It works really good. But if you don't like to, like I said, if you don't want to go in too much of a detail, right? You can stop it painting and just you know you don't need to do all that small jewelry work, I would say. So painting is almost done, and I think I would finish this video here. I'm trying to put some birds now with the white color. Uh, when you put the birds like white objects in your painting, try not to put on a light color because it won't show, especially the white color. So choose the space where the dark space. So it when you put certain object in your painting like this, it will be showing right away, like you put a white mark on the paper. Okay, so this is the finished painting. I just put a picture of the painting here. You can see what it looks like after I finish. I didn't erase the my pencil sketch on the bottom, on the back. I mean, like how I started. I kept it. I keep it most of the time, but if you don't want like it, you can erase it. It's up to you. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. Please subscribe the channel if you like the video, and I will see you in next video. I will upload another video every week, and if you have any question, please leave in the comments, and please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon button so you can be notified once I upload another video. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.